At First Choice Bank, we know you can't always make it before the bank closes. With our integrated teller, you can talk to a live person as late as 7 p.m. on weekdays and noon on Saturdays. It's not just an ATM, it's an ITM. First Choice Bank, your choice for banking.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 5.
Well, another magnificent Monday as we get our work week started. Welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 5. I'm meteorologist Gabe Maynor, and like I mentioned, conditions were perfect for any of those plans we had today. I went out to the park for Piamico Day in the park, and I hope that you were able to join me. But if not, we do have some footage and a nice little story that we put together that will air later on this evening. Tune in at 10. We'll have the latest on that. But yeah, it was just a great time to get outside, whether it was for an event or just for personal reasons, and you wanted to get some of that sunshine. So those calm and clear skies continue to be a big focal point in our forecast this evening and heading into that extended forecast. And another cool morning on the horizon as we get our Tuesday started. So long sleeves, have them on standby. But potential severe weather threat does move in heading into this week, and we'll break that down in more detail coming up here in just a minute. But that's going to be a big headline over the next few days as those long track models start to align themselves just a bit more. Still a little bit of questions, but we are starting to see a little bit more of some answers as we get into that weekend time frame. So the first 12, not your weekend time frame, shows those dry, clear, and cool conditions. 78 degrees around 6, cooling off as the night goes on into the mid-50s for the start of our Tuesday morning. And you might notice not even a cloud in sight. And we'll see that on a lot of our cameras across the area. So just excited about that forecast. This one, not exactly too eager for. As you can see right here, that level 2 threat in parts of Cleveland, Clarksdale, Tunica, and Senatobia, as well as there towards Marshall County in Holly Springs. So we are watching this threat, but this isn't exactly the bullseye of the area. And we'll again have those answers here coming up in just a couple of minutes, but this is a threat that we are watching as we have not had a severe weather threat for several weeks now. So kind of giving us an idea of what's going to take place, a cold front swinging through the area. So again, eyes on the horizon, both literally and also figuratively with that severe weather threat. So I said literally, Smithville showing a beautiful sky on the horizon, 81 degrees, still 10 miles an hour out of the north-northeast. So it is a great sight there in Monroe County, not just there in Smithville, but as we head out west towards Greenwood, you can see those blue skies shining, 86 degrees, dew point at 55, no severe weather expected, and not even a cloud in the sky. So that's the story of our forecast for our Monday. As we jump down south there towards Macon, Noxubee County still showing some breezy conditions with 10-mile-an-hour wind gusts, 83 degrees, should I say, and dew point 47 degrees. So when we say dry, that's almost an understatement for the forecast we're experiencing right now. Mississippi Live Weather Radar does showcase the clear air mode, meaning that there's no drop of rain in sight, and that has been the case all day long. If we circle this back over the last, if I could go 5 days, I could go 5 days, but I'm maxed out at 12 hours. So 12 hours of dry conditions, there you go, kind of evidence behind what I'm saying. It's just going to be a beautiful forecast once again. And not just is it beautiful on our radar, it's also beautiful on our satellite imagery. You can see a little bit of that cloud cover out there towards Springfield, Fayetteville, and a little bit there towards Little Rock. But here in Mississippi, I mean, this is as beautiful as it gets statewide. Not a drop of rain, nevertheless, a cloud in the sky. We are tracking what's happening out west, though, as we do see a lot of moisture associated with this stationary front. That not going to be a driver in our forecast. This is going to primarily remain north of us, so those rain chances, don't really put it on the calendar. You make sure you have those watering pots ready, or watering cans, there's a word, ready over the next several days, because those flowers will need it, those vegetables will need it. Speaking for myself, because we've had to water every single day the past, 2-3 weeks now, besides a day or so here and there. So as we look at Futurecast, you can see how that front continues to progress in that eastward direction, but never fully reaching us here in North Mississippi. I mean, it dissolves completely as we get into those overnight plans. But I mean, here in North Mississippi, we do have this high pressure forecast still dominating our area. So while we may need a drop of rainfall or two, and several farmers in the area were telling us on Friday, hey, where's the rain? I understand, and I'm all for a drop of rain here and there, but not exactly in the forecast for our Monday or Tuesday. That front, as you can see right there towards Illinois, and just this little bit of a disturbance out there towards Wichita and Salina, Kansas, and Denver, Colorado. So again, far away from us here. I mean, the closest cloud in sight that we see as we track that out, I mean, we're talking over 100 miles. So yeah, dry as can be. So as we keep that forecast going into our Tuesday morning, you can almost guess what that forecast will look like. And again, it's going to be a big dominant high pressure system that's going to keep us dry, keep us clear, and keep us cool. So temperature wise for the start of our Tuesday, 55 degrees right here on the next 24. And as we continue to track out those dry conditions here in the Room to Room Weather Center, you can see that those clear conditions will at least warm up those skies or warm up that atmosphere up to about 83 degrees there by 3 p.m. So it's going to be a beautiful day. Just a forecast where you need to dress for two different forecasts, because you do have the cool, dry forecast in the morning, but then a little bit of a warmer forecast there towards the afternoon. So yes, no complaints. I mean, that's a typical forecast we expect this time of year, slightly above average, but we do have some relief, and that's moving in this weekend. But there is some inclement weather possible this weekend as well. Those two things paired together, but beyond that, looking like a good forecast. We'll have everything you need to know for that extended forecast coming up live from the Room to Room Weather Center for Mississippi Live Weather at 5 in the next 60.
Hey, you there! Ever try to do something in under 6 minutes? Anything, like say, grow a beard. I bet you can. At Sweet Pepper's Deli, you get quality food in under 6 minutes. Now how about that? Sweet Pepper's Deli, life is sweet.
Even though Gabe grew up in Alabama, Mississippi has now become his home and his family. And one thing about Gabe is he keeps his family safe.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Well, we've been saying beautiful conditions across North Mississippi, but I feel like the best way to show it is with the North Mississippi Storm Chaser camera. I mean, you can just see there in Panola County, Batesville, 82 degrees right now. I mean, dew point 54. So when we say dry, like I said, it's just a very, very arid climate, a very dry forecast. 81 degrees there in Tupelo. Still 9 miles an hour with that breeze coming out of the north. That does help those conditions feel a little bit better, as temperatures still a little bit above average. So yes, we'll take our blessings where we can. At least those horizons are looking absolutely stunning. Mississippi Live Weather Radar still showcases those dry conditions even over the last hour or so. So any of those evening plans you may have, soccer games, going to the park, anything of that nature, it's going to again look like a great forecast. And if you want to head, I don't know, I always love going fishing around whenever the forecast is this way. Head out to the ponds, head out to the lakes, and you'll enjoy a great forecast there as well. 78 degrees around 6 p.m. And as that sun starts to set and we are in the prime of that fishing forecast, well, temperatures dropping into the low 70s and then upper 60s closer to around 8. 10 p.m. low 60s. So enter at your own risk, but it should be a great forecast for it. The only unfortunate part is what my pops told me: when the winds come out of the north, don't go forth. So that's the risk you're willing to take whenever you go out to the ponds with this type of wind or this type of atmosphere. You never know. It might not bite, but hey, you might get lucky. And it's worth the risk, especially with the forecast being what it is. Futurecast showcasing those great conditions and those dry and clear conditions, might I add. 7 p.m. on your Monday, still enjoying that all across North Mississippi. There's no one excluded from that forecast. So again, any late night plans you may have, even if it's watching the game this evening, it's going to be good to go outside. I know there's several patio areas, and they often ask you, hey, do you want to eat outside? Tell them yes, because you're not going to want to miss out on this. Monday night keeps with those dry conditions, and it almost looks like nothing is happening on Futurecast on our overnight forecast because, well, nothing's really changing. The winds continue to progress out of the north, bring in that continental air, and that of course keeps us dry and keeps us cool for our morning commute. Low temperatures across the region for your Tuesday: 54 Boonville, 55 Oxford, 58 Cleveland, and even 59 around Greenville. But the thing is, on this graphic, I don't see a single 60, and that's what I like to see. Finally, fall dominating our forecast, and we'll continue to do so for that morning commute. Now, 54 at the start and then 83 by drop-off. That's a tale of two forecasts for sure. So make sure to have the long sleeves for the morning, but I say sweatshirt because then you can take the sweatshirt off and have a t-shirt on underneath, and then you're good to go for the afternoon. That's how you stay equipped for a forecast like this. We're not in the forecast where you can really wear long sleeves all day long and be comfortable in the afternoon. It's not exactly, we've not reached that point just yet. We're progressing that way, but not there yet. Futurecast for your Tuesday morning, again, going to be dry, going to be clear, so those morning commutes going to be beautiful with a beautiful sunrise. If you do have any Weather Watcher pictures, please submit it to us here at Mississippi Live Weather. We love seeing it. Of course, we get to see it on the sky cams, but hey, your pictures just add even more justice to it. I want to point out that Tuesday morning, you can see these breezy conditions really trying to get in there, about 10 miles an hour there for your morning commute. So often get asked, hair up, hair down. Well, this would probably be a hair up situation as those winds continue to move out of the northeast. So 10:30 a.m. continue to remain on the drier side and those breezy conditions lingering in the forecast. So as we head into the afternoon, those temperatures remain above average. At least there's that breeze that'll kind of bring some of that relief. That's always the good thing we look for in this forecast. If we got to be above average, at least make it clear skies and at least make it a little bit breezy. It does exactly that. So 3 p.m. where that peak heating takes place, still enjoying about 5 to 10 miles an hour out of the north, and we'll continue to do so into those Tuesday evening plants. So make sure to get outside once again with the forecast like this. As we take a look at high temperatures for your Tuesday, I've been saying above average. Typically we should be in the upper 70s, maybe around 80 degrees for this time of year. Currently for our Tuesday, going to be about 83 in Tupelo, 85 Columbus and Macon, and 83 there towards Kosciuszko. As we move into the rest of our Tuesday night and really into our Wednesday, you might notice, Gabe, why is nothing happening on radar? Well, because again, it's just that high pressure dominating our area, and we'll continue to do so we'll continue to do so for the evening hour. So as we get into that Wednesday morning, again, sticking with those dry conditions, those winds, consistently blowing out of the north. So Wednesday morning going to stick with those dry and clear conditions. Wednesday afternoon, at least early afternoon, sticks with clear conditions once again. And as we get into our Wednesday afternoon and evening, again, you guessed it, hey, you're all meteorologists. It is going to be calm, it is going to be clear, and it is going to be cool once again. So looking at our Wednesday high temperatures, you might notice that they're going to continue to progress slightly above average once again. 84 in Tupelo and Amory, 82 Hamilton, and we're seeing some 86s and 87s down towards Greenwood and Grenada. So yeah, when we say you won't need the long sleeves in the afternoon, we're really emphasizing that by midweek because, again, it's just going to be a toasty forecast. So high temperatures over the next several days, you see it just start to climb there into the latter part of our work week with Thursday and Friday. But moving into the weekend, Saturday night specifically, a cold front moves through the region and drops those temperatures. So I mentioned that there is some good that's going to happen beyond this weekend, but unfortunately, the good has to come with the bad. And the bad going to be Saturday night, that rain chance that's going to push into the area, that's that cold front. And I do want to say 40% is what we have it right now. Depending on the timing, that could definitely be amplified, talking 50, 60%. But if it starts to push a little bit more overnight, it is still going to be a Saturday night threat and a Sunday morning threat. Those percentages could start to change, become a little bit more flip-flop. Models not exactly in agreement over the last few runs, trying to make it more Sunday morning and then trying to make it a Saturday night. So that's the thing with long-range forecasting. It can and will, underline will, change. So Tuesday, of course, all the way through Friday, going to be those dry conditions, temperatures gradually warming up into the mid-80s Friday, and then the upper 50s there for Friday as well, for the start of our Friday, should I say. Cloud cover returning there by Friday afternoon, but no rain chances there for those football games. As we head into Saturday, though, that's where the rain chances return for our football games, as you can see, about 40%. But it's only going to be for those late night games, as we are going to track that front moving in beyond sunset hours, but timing going to be something we're paying attention to in that extended forecast. And as of right now, we believe that the front will move through, but what time continues to be the question. And so that's what we're going to answer later on tonight at 6, is exactly when that front's going to move through, what impacts we'll see with it, and of course, put an asterisk beside it because it is going to be a forecast that is going to be very flexible because it's going to be changing. But where it's not as flexible is over there with Matt in Australia, giving us the wonders of Australia, or should I say the wonders of San Francisco right now as he makes his way over to Australia. The commute, not exactly a drive down the road. This is going to be hours upon hours, but he gives us the very latest for what he's tracking from the wonders of Australia.
Hey there, Chief Meteorologist Matt Lawpon here. We are in San Francisco, about to head, believe it or not, into the future as we looked across the international date line on our first big day here of travel. It's going to be a very long one. Of course, already actually has been a long one. Departed the Tupelo area early in the morning, and now our next flight takes off at 11 p.m. here in the Pacific Coast before we have a 16-hour flight over the Pacific Ocean all the way to the land down under as part of our Wonders of Australia tour here with holiday vacations. I do want to thank MLM for sponsoring this trip for us. They've dressed me for a very, very long time, and we just are excited to be partnering with them as part of Mississippi Live Weather. But today's just kind of kicking things off for this incredible, for me, once in a lifetime trip. Not looking forward to the big long flight, but there are just so many things, such as going to the Great Barrier Reef, as well as, we're going to do helicopter rides. We're going to potentially do zip lining, lots of great food, see a rainforest. So many cool things that are going to be part of this trip. And we hope that you'll enjoy going along with us on the ride here. But from San Francisco now, about to board the longest flight of my life, I'm Chief Meteorologist Matt Lopon for Mississippi Live Weather.